Kenya. I'm a content creator who is growing their channel in Kenya. This channel has been here for 4 years, but I wasn't committed. But right now, I've been up and down and making this channel grow. So the main reason I'm making this content is because I've been in the car industry for quite some time. I first joined car industry in 2015 when I was still a student, but I didn't do that because I felt maybe that was not my field. But later, after doing and trying so many things, I started uh, advertising cars, and I found like I have something for cars because I come from a family where I grew up uh, through cars. I learned that from my dad, and I feel like it's something in the family. So, guys, I've been willing to make this video, and I just made a short video about cars some time back, and I felt like people really need to be informed about cars in the Kenyan market. So, guys, if you're new here, please watch this video. Also, subscribe and comment, and let us know how we can improve. So, let's see these steps or guidelines that you need to know when you're buying a car in Kenyan market, that is Mombasa or in Nairobi. So guys, now we are back. So I hope I'm in the right position and that you can hear me clearly. So I have the first thing that you need to ask yourself in Kenya, where are you buying a car? That is the first thing. Uh, do you want that car to do business? Do you want that car for family uses? Could be taking kids to school. Could be maybe you no longer want to use the public means, or do you want to use this car for business, or whichever way. So that is the first step you need to do to know when you want to buy a car in Kenya. So that will help you get to know, what do I need? So that is the first question. What do I need? And why do I need to buy this car this bad? So that is the first question you need to ask yourself, because it's going to guide you on whatever you're going to buy. So when that question comes in, you have to know in Kenya there is two vehicles, or the most common is a foreign used car and a locally used car. Foreign used car is a car that has been used in the other country, and that is the one that Kenyans do import and bring here in the local market. That car might have been used in Japan. It could be, some people buy cars from Dubai. Lately, I also noticed people buy cars from South Africa and all. There also the next one, that is locally used. Locally used means this car has been used locally in Kenya. It was imported like some years back. Then the person bought it in Kenya and they have been using it here in Kenya. So that car is like a third generation. That person have used it, or the second person has used it. I don't know how I can put this. So that is what will make you get to know, if I need this car, do I need to buy a foreign used car, or do I need to buy a locally used car? So that is the next step. So when it comes to locally used car, there's a huge information about used cars. What do you need to know when you are buying used car? So let's see, and let me explain to you step when you need to buy a used car in Kenya. So guys, I would like to talk about the locally used car. You need to ask yourself, why is this person selling this car? Also, you need to check the condition of the car. That means you have to look for a trusted mechanic, and I mean a trusted mechanic. You can maybe ask your friend, a close friend who has a good mechanic, if it's your first time to purchase a car. And this mechanic have to check uh, the condition of this car, so that before you purchasing this car, you need to know, does this car has loose brakes? Does this car need to change do I need to change anything? Do I need to change the exhaust? Do I need to check the engine and everything? Do I need to change oil? You just don't buy a car that has been locally used and you are not so familiar with the person who used to use it. Maybe he was not keen enough, maybe he never used to take it for service. So it's good to include a mechanic, so that before purchasing this car, you'll take it for repair. You are going to do it and customize according to your own wishes, so that you can enjoy riding this car in the best way and like it should be. So that those are the things you need to ask yourself: the mechanic who was using this car, how many people have ever used these cars. So if you like this car, you also need to do a research with the NTSA. Like, you search, there's that platform of the that issues logbooks. You have to go and find who is the legally owner of this car, so that whenever we do the transaction, who is going to transfer this car, who does it belong to. Because in some cases, some people have bought cars that were used by uh, people, a deceased person. Maybe this person is selling this car, but the person who owned this car before, or whose logbooks read their names, is deceased. And you see, when you buy a car from somebody who is deceased, who is going to do this transfer? Sometimes you are lucky enough if maybe it's the wife of the deceased who is selling the car, or if the husband of the deceased is selling the car. So they can be able to transfer it to you. But what if nobody can transfer it? That means if you purchase this car, no matter maybe how the low price it was, it's going to affect you in future, in case you need to sell this car, or in case you need to maybe get a loan, and this loan has your name on the logbook. So it is good to get to know who owned this car. Can it be transferred to me? Yes. So I think that is something I've explained about the local used car. So another thing you have to ask yourself, is this car worth the price that I'm getting from the local market? Is this car going to help me in the needs I want to do? And I can be able to quote and say, most of these second hand cars, they are not good for doing business. Maybe you want to do Uber business. Most of the likely, they take very new cars, not like the local used car. Maybe the car is a 2010 cars. It means you can't work and do business. So in most cases, when you're buying a locally used car, it could be you want to use that car, you as a person, maybe whenever you're going to your normal errands, going to job, it will be easier for you. Maybe you want that the car to be for taking your kids to school and all that. So those are the things you need to ask yourself when you're buying a second-hand car. There's something else that is so important when you're buying a second-hand car in Kenya. You have to check uh, the logbook. You check the chassis number of the logbook. There's also, I'll show you this in one of videos that I'll do in future. Compare the chassis number of the logbook and the chassis number that is reading when you open the bonnet of your car. Can the chassis number match the one that is on your logbook? Those are the things you need to know, because in some cases that have ever risen, some people maybe were carjacked or a car was stolen, and a lot of things happen in between, and something was changed. And do you know what? You can be in trouble in future if you don't check such things, and you ended up like you are the one who stole the car, yet somebody sold it to you, and maybe that person, somebody else sold that car to them. So those are the things you need to get to know: the details on the logbook. Do they match this car's detail? Is the color of this car the same? But at times, some people paint the car red and maybe it was a black or another color. So those are the things you need to get to know: when this car was being manufactured, when this car came to Kenya, what color was it? What were the correct details of this kind of car? So those are the most essential things of a locally used car. I don't know if there's another point, but if there's one, I'm going to include it in my next step. So guys, allow me to talk about foreign used cars. Foreign used cars are cars that, like I said, come from the other end. They go through the Mombasa port and you get them here in Kenya. maybe could be in Mombasa or in Nairobi. So these foreign cars, before you buy them, you really need to ask yourself, if you just go to your yard, and those are the kind of question you have to ask: is this car registered? Is this car non-registered? You need to get to know, so that if it's non-registered, you can be able to register the newest plate number, that is the newest, I mean. If for example, now I think we are at, oh my god, I don't remember what number we are, but I know, depending on this video, you know the you know the number plates that we are supposed to be putting now, or that is currently in Kenya at October. So you need to know, is this registered or non-registered? Those are the kind of questions you need to ask the salesperson or the person who is helping you get this car. Another question you need to ask about a foreign used car, you need to ask, mm, is this car a hybrid? Is this car an unhybrid? And if you don't understand what is hybrid or non-hybrid, I'm going to summarize it here in this video and explain to you. Like, a hybrid car is just a car that is fueled by gasoline or petrol, like people know it. People know it. Here in Kenya, we say petrol. Other countries call it gas because it's gasoline. So that is an unhybrid car. This is the common cars that have been there for a long time. It could be it uses diesel or petrol. And there's the hybrid. Hybrid cars are halfly electric, and they also use gasoline. Between these two cars, one is good when it comes to consumption of fuel, and that is hybrid. The other one is the non-hybrid, and it only uses the gasoline. And lately, there's also the electric cars that are coming in, but they are not so common now in the market. But very soon in the future, that's what we'll be having here in Kenya. So you need to ask yourself and ask the person who is selling you the car, is it a hybrid? So it depends with you if you want the hybrid or you want the non-hybrid. Those are the questions that you need to ask. Also, when you want to buy these cars, you also need to include a mechanic. You have to ask a trusted mechanic, can you help me check this car? It doesn't matter if it's a foreign used car. Some of those cars that come in, some has faults, because you know what, this car, you're not the first person using it. There's somebody else that was using it. So in my line of work, I've met people who are so keen on whatever they do. Before they purchase the car, they ask me, can we take this car to my mechanic? And you know what? I've never denied them the chance of us taking the car and getting to know what is it that we can change, what is the power of this car before I purchase it. And we go to the mechanic, they check, and the mechanics reads everything for them, so that before they take this car to the road, they're not going to cause damage or havoc or accident that were not unplanned, because a car is supposed to be a blessing unto you. So you also need to include a mechanic. You also need to get to know what is the price range of this car in the market, so that you are not going to be so pressed. Maybe your budget is maybe 1.2 and the car is about 1.3. Most of the cases you can negotiate about cars and you can get to get what you need. So guys, I don't want to talk so much, but I hope this information is important to you, and I would like you guys, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe below there. Also comment on what do you think. I also like to learn what you think. What more information do you want about cars? Can we answer it here? Can I do research and get to give that in the next video? So guys, please subscribe and let's get to know, is the sound okay and everything. What is it that you'd like to know more about cars? So that was the explanation, getting to know these two types and common cars in the market. So guys, we are back again, and today we are explaining about the things you need to know before buying a car here in Kenya. So guys, I have loads of information. I can even write a book, but I said in this video, I'm just going to give you the key important things of to why you need to know them before purchasing a car in Kenya. So guys, let me talk about the budget. I have mentioned about budget in my earlier step. When you need to purchase a car in Kenya, this this has to be very important to you. You really need to know, how much can I afford the car that I want? If you want a business car, can I afford with the amount of money I have? If you want to buy a car just to use, can I afford it? And this is going to help you, because you're not going to make mistake, or you're not going to be pressed financially, or you're not going to be put into a position where maybe if you purchase this car on loan or hire purchase, you'll not fail to pay and you ended up losing the car. So guys, I'm telling you, budgeting and sticking to your budget is very important. So guys, I would like to talk about something that is very important that I've encountered with most of my clients, especially the young people, uh, the Gen Zs in Kenya. I'm sorry to say that. I really respect Gen Z and people of that age, because I have siblings who are in the same category, especially boys, who really are so aggressive or so eagerly, like they would like to own a certain car, yet their budget does not allow them to own that particular car. So whatever I normally encounter here, for first car owners, especially the younger people, they really want to buy a car that is above their budget. Most of them desire to have an Audi. Some want to have a Mercedes Benz, and some also want how do I say, the German machines, or in Subaru. Of course, they love Subaru. And guys, let me tell you, I have encountered some of them. Let me say some can afford, because maybe somebody has been working very hard and they have the money. They can be able maybe to pay half price of this car if it's a hire purchase. Or maybe they can just buy this car cash if it's a locally used car. But I try to explain to some of them who are not yet in that budget. Maybe that person has maybe 500 shilling Kenya, 1,000 shilling Kenyan money, or maybe has 800,000 Kenyan shilling money that can help them just buy a simple car in the Kenyan market, and they use that car as their first car for a period of time, and after some time they can be able to purchase a bigger car of their dream. So you know what, most of them do not agree to that. Do you know what they opt to do? They want to buy uh, a certain car, and they deposit that money. And do you know what, maybe their income is not that good, or is not that okay. And you know, out here in the market, there are so many people who are in the business of selling money or loaning people money. Yeah, it's their business. Of course, everyone has a choice and they can do whatever they do. And you know what they end up doing? These youngsters end up depositing that money and wanting to buy a Mercedes C-Class kind of machine, a machine that is has high consumption. It's a high maintenance machine, and this a young person only have 800 Kenyan shillings. So I allow them. Do you know why? Because I'm also in business. But you know what? I've advised them and told them, uh, let's start small so that you can later buy or purchase this car. Do you know what happens? Once you deposit that money, you are granted this car, and somebody else loan you, buy on your behalf, and you'll be paying some money at the end of the month. Some of these people end up not paying or owning this car because they have failed to pay, because maybe could be their source of income stop, maybe they lost their job, or maybe the business they were doing is no longer booming, there's no profit. So do you know what they end up losing? They don't have a job. They end up losing this car because they cannot be able to pay monthly. And you know what, it hurts so much. And every car seller out here can say that it hurts them to get to know that a class that they handled or somebody they advised no longer have that car, because it was repositioned or taken back by the bank or the microfinance. So I urge most of the young people or any person, uh, if you want to buy a car, stick to your budget. Don't be afraid to start small. Don't be afraid to buy a Toyota Vitz for the meantime. Could be 6 months, 8 months, or a year you own this car. And eventually, after all the patience, you'll end up purchasing the big car or your dream car. So, what I would advise anybody when you're buying a car, don't go above your budget, because you'll enjoy this car maybe for a very short period of time, and you'll not like it when somebody reposition your car. It will give you depression, and you'll end up being in financial crisis, because at the end of the month, maybe you're paying rent, you also need to pay for your car. Remember, you also fuel this car, and maybe you have not gotten to that position of owning that kind of car, because a car is something essential, something that you have to match that car, is your class for that car. And I'm sorry to say that it is okay to own. Some people own, some young people have people who can purchase this car for them. It at times it's your parent, at times it's their associate or whoever. But if you can't afford, if that is not your budget, please don't go for that car. Listen to somebody who is advising you, maybe a car seller, because they know you'll be able to afford this certain of car, and after some time you can own your dream car. So look and be very keen about your budget. Another thing, when it comes to budget, ask the person who is selling, the car seller or the person who wants to loan you, get to know more details about this loan, so that you don't end up regretting that you made the worst choice of your life because you're excited to own or to be a car owner. Get to know each and every policy of the bank or the microfinance that is financing you. Also ask the car seller. Don't rush very quickly to own a car. Maybe you want people to see you that you're successful or anything. Sorry to say that, but it's so true. Owning a car is not success. Like in the first step I said, you have to ask yourself, why do I need to own this car? It has to be something positive. So guys, check on your budget first. So guys, let's go to the next step, or the next thing you need to look before you buy a car here in Kenyan market. Can you ask, what is the consumption of this car that I'm buying? uh, what do I say, how many cc that this car has? Is it 1000 cc? Is it 1500 cc? Is it 2000? Does this car consume petrol? Does it consume diesel? Ask before purchasing, because if you buy a car and you didn't ask what is the consumption of this car, or what is the rating of this car, you'll end up buying a car that you'll not be using. Because you know what, it happens at times, maybe you don't have liquid cash for fueling your car, and you know what, you'll be taking public means sometimes, because you can't afford the fuel. Because some cars are guzzlers, maybe some cars are meant for sports. So always get to know what is the rating of this car. Is it 1000 cc? What is the power of this car? Can I afford this car on whatever I need to do? So in most cases, for those people who do Uber, they normally purchase this one between 1000 cc to 1300 cc to 15 cc, because they are in business. That car does not consume too much fuel, because they want to get profit. And that is the essential things, or the important thing you need to ask if you want to do business. But if you want to use this car for sports, I know you're ready maybe to spend money, or to put fuel a full tank on this car. So consumption is another thing you need to ask, and it is very important. And this thing I'm asking for people who are speaking on behalf of people who are first car owners. It's their first time to own a car. They don't have experience, and they don't get to know, like, at times you can be leaving your car at home because you can't afford fuel. Because at times you can be rich, but you don't have liquid cash all the time. It's very normal not at times to have liquid cash. Maybe you had invested your money somewhere. So for some people, they can be able to own a car that has high consumption of fuel, or a car that has a low consumption of fuel. And in this point, that is where that comes in. Do you need to buy a hybrid or an hybrid? So in each and everything in life, there's always the positive side and a negative side. Some people out there who have so much experience on using the non-hybrid car and hybrid, some say that the are more hybrid are less powerful than the non-hybrid. Do you know what? I will not mislead you, because I don't have enough proof to say that there's one that is powerful or one that is less powerful. But at times, it's good to listen to people, because some say some certain car has more power when it's not hybrid, and some say it is just okay for them. So this thing bring in, like, I got to know that cars goes on people's personalities. Let me not talk about this. I'm going to speak it in the next point. So guys, please check. Can can I afford this rate? Do I need to buy a 1000cc car? Do I need to buy 1500? Will I be able to fuel this car every time and whenever I need it?
Oh, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. Why they wanna move like that? Where you want gone? Why you want act like that? Why you play hard? No rush, go and move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you gotta do a run now.
That you know that
Oh, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. Why they wanna move like that? Where you want gone? Why you want act like that? Why you play hard? No rush.
that are zero mileage. Nobody have used those cars. If you do your research very well, if you're still new in cars market in Kenya, please go find out. There are people here who buy zero mileage cars that have been assembled here. I've met such cars in the market, and they are there. You can also find, like, there's Toyota Kenya, there's also Ford, cars that have been assembled here. So if you can be able to afford that, well and good. There are also those kind of cars. So guys, don't forget that there is that kind of cars in the Kenyan market. But I have spoke commonly on the cars that are affordable in Kenya, and that's why I included foreign used and locally used. So don't forget, there is also locally assembled cars in Kenya that are zero mileage. Nobody ever drove that car. But let me tell you, you really need to plan yourself when it comes to cash. Yes. So guys, there's also another point that I didn't speak about. If you want to buy car in Kenyan market, how can you own a car here in Kenyan market? There are major things that you can do. You can either buy cash, that is if you have saved enough and you can afford. You can buy on hire purchase, or you can buy through loan, that is loaned by the bank. Maybe mm, your statement with the bank is very good, the bank can buy for you. There are banks that can finance 100%, and there are banks that finance 70%. So it's a choice, you get to know. So like I talked and I told you guys, get a car that you can afford, so that you can get to know who can finance me. Will I be able to own this car and clear all the debt until it's my own? So guys, I'm now going to speak on the last things you need to know before purchasing a car in Kenya. And I know, like I told you, there's a list of many things that are important, that even someone can write a booklet explaining on things you need to know. But the things that I mentioned here are the key things for anybody who wants to buy this car, maybe this month or very soon. So one thing you need to ask yourself, where will I buy this car in Kenya? Will I buy it in Nairobi? Can I buy it in Mombasa? And this is where it gets to to so many people, because buying an asset, you really need a trusted car seller, or if you're buying a certain asset, could be land, you really need to get somebody who is genuine so that you don't mess. So personally, I'm in Kiambu Road or in Nairobi, but before I have been in Mombasa. So I have two comparison between Nairobi and Mombasa. So what happens in Nairobi, uh, mostly there's no hire purchase, but it's in some yards they can offer hire purchase. What they normally do is they help you or connect you with a bank that they work with. There are so many banks here in Kenya that can be able to or buy assets or cars for people whose statements is okay. There is major banks that you know. It could be maybe a bank that you are in, can be NCBM, Equity Bank, Cooperative Bank, and there's also microfinances that buy assets for people, e.g. cars. Others also buy cars for people who want to do business, like the Uber business. Some specialize in that. So there are very many. So in Nairobi, that here it's commonly the main thing that people do. They ask bank to buy for you. Also, they also sell in cash. So you can do that. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them in GG. You can find me through the contacts that I've put down here. We have an office here at Kiambu Road, uh, where we store cars in different yards. Or if you want a car, we can help you and connect you with the right person that has that car in case we don't have it. So there are those category of people who have offices, then they have their cars, mostly in Kiambu Road. There are also yards. You can get in a yard and you get a good car salesperson who can explain everything in details. That is in Nairobi. When it comes to Mombasa, Mombasa has the highest or variety of cars, from maybe I can say most of them are Pakistans, or they are foreign people who invest in Kenya. So they have a lot of cars. There are also Kenyans who have yards in Mombasa. I have details and have connections of most of them. So if you need me to connect you with somebody in Mombasa who has a yard, or if you wish me to connect you with somebody who is close to me, can be my dad because he's also in the same industry. I also have cousins who also do the same thing. Because do you know why I mentioned about Mombasa? You really need to go. You really need to need somebody who can really guide you in Mombasa. Because in Mombasa, there are so many brokers. And let me tell you, when you're buying an asset, you really need somebody who's so friendly, or somebody who's so frank with you, so that you get the right thing and in the right way. You need a broker who is so genuine, and don't be afraid to approach some brokers. Like in Mombasa, they are good, and there are some who are good, and there are some who are not trusted. So uh, in Mombasa, what happens? Most of them act as intermediaries between the client and the owner. And you know what? Most business owners or yards owners in Mombasa, they really trust the brokers, because they give them clients. And you know what? If you're willing to go in Mombasa, you will end up being in the hands of some brokers, even if you get into some yards, because some of them are in those yards and they are not the salespeople. So before getting there, can you ask somebody, do you know somebody in Mombasa who can guide you? Don't be afraid maybe to give somebody like 20,000 to pay them, so that they can show you around. And you can, before you get there, you can ask somebody, you can get to connect with the somebody before you get there, so that they can wait for you and they'll help you around. Because you know what? Somebody out there always knows something that you don't know. Somebody is a broker. Tomorrow, maybe they are car yards owners, but they have a lot of information and they really know what you need that is on the other side. So don't get here blindly. You get there and you ended up in the hands of so many brokers or somebody who is not trusted. So plan yourself before you get to Mombasa, because I know there are so many brokers in there. Some are honest, some are not. And the issue is the people or car yard owners rely so much on the brokers. So you can't be lucky enough to go and get in an office and you purchase without a broker. But some people who know the truth, you end up in the hands of brokers in Mombasa. It is okay. You have helped somebody get some money. But the good thing is these people don't hike the prices of the car, because they give you the price that the car yard owners have given them. But whoever is going to pay them is the owner of the car yard. So the only thing they do is taking you around and getting you familiarized with the market in that place, because also Mombasa is different from here in Nairobi. So whenever you're going to Mombasa, be ready, you are going to meet brokers. So it's good you plan yourself very well. I've been there, so I have this information. It's good you plan yourself well and you get to know who can take me there, who can I find there. Personally, I have good sources of good people on the other side. And if you also want me to connect you with direct kayak owners in the other end, I can do that. um so here in Nairobi, you you directly there's also brokers, but uh, it's much easier here to connect with direct car owners, unlike in Mombasa. So I don't know if I'm leaving any point as I'm speaking to this. I'm waiting for you guys to comment down there if there is any information that I'm leaving behind, so that I can get to know whenever I'll be producing the next video, I can include it here. If you have a question, please ask. If you have something to add on, please add on this video and we get to know. So guys, like we have talked in this video, we can summarize like you need to plan yourself budget. You need to know what consumption type of car you need. You need to know issues about the person loaning you, or how are you going to complete to to pay a car in case you're buying on finance. You need to know all those things. You really need to check on a locally used car that you are purchasing. Is it in good condition? What do you need to change? So I don't want this video to prolong and be a long video, because I want something that is summarized, and I want somebody to learn from it the easiest way possible and get your dream car. So guys, if you haven't commented here, it's okay. If you have learned something, I'm so grateful because I helped somebody. If you need a car, please, you can contact me. I have numbers below on this video and on shorts of this channel, so I can help you and connect you with good cars. I can advise on whatever car you want to buy locally, be it in Nairobi, be it in Mombasa or whatever, because I can say I have some network. I get to know people that are in the same field with me. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. God bless you, and I pray that if you have a dream to own a car, that dream may come true, and that you may be in the right hands and the right people who will guide you and direct you as you own your car. So thank you very much guys for watching this video. Bye bye, have a good time. Blessings.